All right, hey everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett Live, where I help tech work for you. Today we are talking all about the many different smart displays that are available. Let's get started. Hey. All right, so this is the JBL Link View. This definitely has one of the best sounds in a smart display that I have seen or that I've heard, and it sounds really good. Screen looks really good, great for videos and everything. Again, this runs Google Assistant. Up here you do have a mute switch, so I can mute the camera right here. And then down here you have a mute switch for the audio. And over here on the Lenovo Smart Display as well, you have the mute switch for the camera and a mute switch for the audio as well. Next here we have the Google Nest Hub, formerly Google Home Hub. Google rebranded what this device is. And here on the back we just have the mute button for the mic. There is no camera on this device. That was probably the one thing that people didn't like about this, is there was no camera. You couldn't do any video chats. You can do Google Duo, where you can see the other person if they're using like their phone, but you cannot see yourself, or they cannot see you. But the audio worked really good. 7-inch display. I really like how this display looks, especially at night when it gets really dim. It will also change colors depending on the type of light that you have in the room. And so this has been really good. The sound is really good as well. Oh, those square. Okay, those squares. I don't know how to get rid of those. We're gonna leave the squares there for now. Sorry about that. All right. So next we have the Lenovo Smart Clock. So this is a 4-inch screen. Really nice little device. It is a little bit different than the other smart displays that we have here. This doesn't play videos. That's the one big thing about this, but it still runs Google Assistant. You have all your smart home controls, and you have the volumes up here at the top. You have the mute switch down here on the back, and on-screen controls that can't do as much as here, but you do have a little bit of controls that you can do there. And then over here we have the Echo Show 5. So this is one of the newest devices that I've received and tried out. I purchased this one to try it out, to see what it was all about. And so far it's actually been a pretty cool little device. So it's a 5.5-inch screen. It has Amazon. Oh, the goal of this video was not to activate any assistants in your home. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. So this has Amazon's Assistant, and the screen's really nice. You can play video, you can play Prime Video. It does have a web browser, so you can actually load up YouTube video as well on this. Yeah, it's got the mute for the camera up here. You got your volume buttons here, and then you can mute this over there as well. And then over here you have the Echo Show 2nd generation. So this is a 10-inch display. This is huge. Like, it's one of the heaviest devices here. It's got this nice big base on the back, and very, very good sound from that. So this of course has Amazon's Assistant, and you got this big screen. You can play videos on it. Of course, the Echo devices cannot play YouTube by voice. That's one of the benefits of the Google Assistants over here. And but I've really liked seeing what the Echo devices can do. So what are the thickness? Jamie's asking, what are the thickness of all of these? Like, they aren't thin tablets. Would be nice if they were a little smaller waist. Well, let's show you. That's the cool thing about this live stream. So I don't know length, but here you can see, I think the Google Home or the Google Nest Hub is probably the thinnest of these devices. This Lenovo is pretty cool because it's got a slim design down there, and it's got this back here so that it can stand up. Now this one can be placed in this orientation just for Google Duo video calls. So if you want to do videos, you can do that like this. But there you go. That is kind of the size. If you have a nice kitchen countertop or something, that works great. These three right here are perfect if you are using them on like a nightstand or right next to your bed. I've been using them, and I really like how those look on the nightstand. And one of the unique parts about these is they are more centered towards alarms and waking you up in the morning or having different types of alarm sounds. And so the one thing I did notice on my Lenovo smart clock is I had a ton of different sounds on here versus like on the other Google Homes or Google Assistants. You don't have that many alarm sounds. So that's one of the big benefits of this. Now you can add more alarm sounds or kid-friendly alarm sounds if you set up a Family Link account under a Google account. I haven't shown that off yet. I plan to make a whole series about how to do that, to set up a Google Home device for your kid, to set up a phone so that your kid can have a Google account. But that's how you can unlock more sounds. Now over on the Echo devices, they have a lot of different sounds you can do for alarms and alarms in the morning. But the Echo Show 5, I actually have the Family Time, which is Amazon's kid-friendly thing, and I pay for that, and that unlocked a ton of different alarm sounds because we have an Echo Dot 2 Kids Edition that my kids use in their room, and so that really opened up a lot of different sounds. So that showed up here on my Echo Show 5. Then let's talk about some of the main benefits of each of these devices. So I recently, or just yesterday, I talked about Google Duo and what Google Duo is. So Google Duo allows you to do video chat between yourself and another person, and Google Duo now allows you to do video chats with up to 8 different people at one time. Sadly, when somebody adds you to a group chat, you can't answer those on the smart displays, which is okay, but it's really cool to have Google Duo on these devices. So if somebody calls me via Google Duo, it will show up on all of these, and so I can answer and do a video chat right on them. So you got the cameras on these 2 devices, so you can have a really great conversation with that. And as long as they have Google Duo, doesn't matter if they have Android or iPhone, they can actually call you on these devices. So, and you can do voice calls as well. So even though this doesn't have a camera, you can do a voice call with other people that have the Google Duo app on their device. So as long as they have the app, you're golden to be able to communicate with each other. Now, there also is one other thing in Google Duo. So I have Google Duo, and I have all these linked to my Google account. Well, if I go into the Google Duo app, these show up, or it says call your Google Home devices. So or call Google Home Smart Display, something like that. So I just click that button, and then it will ring all of these at home at the same time. So then I could talk to whoever's at home. Like all the time I'm at the grocery store and I want to ask a question. So I can just click a button and it would call whoever's at home so that I could talk to them. I don't have to pick just my wife, because that would just call her phone. But since these are all linked to my account, I can easily do that from the Google Duo app. Now, this is where the Amazon devices actually really shine in video chat, is being able to make video calls and use what is called drop-in. So let me explain how it works. So I have these linked to my Amazon account, and then if anyone else has an Amazon account or downloads the Amazon Assistant application and they link their account, I can then call them with a video chat. So as long as they know my email, they can open up the app and they can video chat me on these devices or even on my phone, which is really great, and it works pretty good. If you have other Fire tablets and that, you can do the same. And iPhones, anything that has the Amazon Assistant application. Now is where it gets really cool is, let's say I have a pet or my kids at home in one room, and I have an Echo device sitting in there. Now this will work with the Echo 5 and the Echo Show 2nd generation. So what I can do is I can drop in. So let me actually show you what that looks like. So if I open up my Amazon app, and then there's a communicate tab, and then you see at the top there's a call, so you can do voice calls, there's messaging, there's drop-in, and then announce. So with drop-in, because these are my devices, at any time I can drop into them and open up the cameras. So let me see, I'm going to drop in on the Echo Show. So just take a second here, and I'll try and show you what I'm seeing on here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Chick just dual audio. Can I turn it all the way down? Okay, there you go. So I can drop in at any time and they can see me, but more importantly, I can see what they are doing over on my screen. So if my kids are playing, I can now see them. So here you can see yourselves, and I can talk to them without them having to do anything. They didn't have to click answer over here, but I can talk to them kind of like a security camera. There's no like motion sensing or recording or anything like that. But anytime I can actually come in here and start that chat with the drop-in. Now, is where this gets really cool is if you have friends or family, like at my dad's house, I got him an Echo Show. So now at any time, I can drop into their house and I can actually see their Echo Show. So, you know, if maybe I can't get a hold of them, I could see what's going on in their house. They just have this in their kitchen, and it allows me to communicate really great with them. Another cool thing that you can do with this drop-in is if you have other Echo devices in your home, I could just drop into a room and have a intercom conversation with them, which is really cool to be able to do that. So that's all done with the Amazon application. And then here, as long as the cameras are turned on, you are able to do that. So definitely the best feature by far of the Amazon devices. If you need to have that kind of functionality, the Echo Show 5, link in the description for the latest pricing, but this is definitely a cool device to be able to get just to have functionality to do that at any time. Now, if we head over back to the Google Assistants, one of the things that you can do is called broadcast. So this is a bit different than drop-in or anything. Broadcast allows me to just send a message from right here to all the other Google devices that are connected to my account in my home. So usually I would do what's like called broadcast dinner time, and then it would spread that throughout the whole home, and it will make a noise on all the other devices. Should we try it out? Let's see, we got mute.
The mic is muted.
Broadcast, oh, this one's muted too. Dinner time.
What's the message?
Dinner time.
Okay.
Dinner time.
Dinner
time. So there are broadcasts. I have a Google Home Max over here. I have all these devices, and upstairs they heard that on the other Google devices as well. So that's really cool. Amazon Assistant does have a feature like that called announce. So you can announce it, and there are specific things. So like there it actually said my voice to the rest of the home, but there are specific preset messages that it will do, like this cool dinner bell, and then it will announce that throughout the whole home. Every time I look up, Jamie's asking another question. Can you screen share to the Google devices as they act as Chromecast? So you cannot screen mirror your phone to these. So like a Chromecast, so back here, I have a Chromecast Ultra. I could mirror exactly what my phone is doing over onto the TV. The smart displays do not have that function out of the box. I think there was maybe a way to get it to work, but out of the box, you cannot do that. But one of the cool things about the smart display, even though they're not a Chromecast, I can go into my phone and I can pull up, like if I want to watch not Netflix doesn't work, but if I want to watch YouTube on these devices, I can just click on one of them like a cast device, and then it will start playing YouTube on them. And then there are other apps that are supported. So like if I want to watch Hulu on one of these, I can, or Google, or Plex, or other streaming services, play music. I can do voice, or I can just cast to them. Where the Echo devices, they mainly run with Prime Video. I think you can play Hulu on them, but and then YouTube in the web browser, but it's pretty limited to those. All right, Jimmy asks, which is your favorite so far? Like, if you could recommend only one to a family member, which one would it be? That's a hard question. I love the Google Assistant. Compared to Amazon, Google definitely wins in my book as what it can do, its friendliness, just it's more fun. There's a lot of fun things. I've been reading some forums lately where there's been an update with Alexa, and whenever she says okay, she sounds like really sad, where I like how Google Assistant sounds, and it's just more fun. But is what I ask is what does the rest of your family have? So if Jimmy, You know, if you have Amazon devices, I'm going to say, hey, that's 100% what you should get just because it's going to work with you. Or if your parents have an Amazon device, go with that. Or since you already have Amazon devices, get them the Amazon device. But I, for one, am fully integrated into Google, everything pretty much. As you can see, I have all of these devices. I love what Google Assistant can do. You can pull up, of course, YouTube. I want you to watch YouTube on here, so that's great. The only reason I would actually go with this is for that drop-in feature. If you need to be able to at any time talk to somebody in a room or pull up the camera in that room, you can get that. Now, that being said, there is a new Google smart device coming out, I think in September. It's called the Google Nest Hub Max. So essentially, it's very similar to what the size of this. So it's the 10-inch screen. It looks like this. It looks like the Google Nest Hub. It will be a 10-inch screen, and it has a Nest camera built into it. So with the Nest Cam, you will be able to, at any time, look up who is in the room. And you can, I believe you'll be able to pay for the subscription, or you can have it record at all times, so it will be a security camera as well. It will also have functionality where if you walk up to it, it has face detection, so it will know if I'm talking to it versus my wife without us even talking, which is pretty insane. So if I'm going to recommend one device, in a few months, it's going to be the Google Nest Hub Max. But for now, definitely you're going to have a great experience with the Lenovo Smart Display. This one has been one of the main devices we have used since it came out last year. And the Echo Show has really been an awesome device. Now, on Prime Day, this ended up only being $50 for this. So you get the great speaker, you get the camera, you get all that for $50. So that is an awesome choice when it comes down to that price. Sadly, without the camera on the Google Nest Hub, it's hard to recommend this one as a main one. So depending on which side you're on, you know, these are definitely some great options. Now, there is one last thing I want to talk about of the differences between these devices. So I get asked a lot, is this a hub device? So in the name, Google Nest Hub. So a hub is a device that allows you to connect to other devices, smart devices. So I have Samsung SmartThings Hub. So with the Samsung SmartThings Hub, I can actually control different smart switches or outlets or different things without them connecting to my Wi-Fi network. So there's specific like network protocols that they link to each other. So the Google Assistant devices don't have the hub functionality built into them. They, of course, do have hub functionality where I can come in here and I can control lights, and I can easily control the entire lights of my home. So right here, I see office lights. I can push off. That turns off all the lights in the office. If I push on, that will turn all the lights on in the office. And that's because all my devices connect to my network or connect to my SmartThings Hub. Now over here, the Echo devices, the Echo Show 5 does not have hub functionality. It has the same similar functionality where I can come in here and I can select the smart home, and then I can find my rooms and I can find my devices. It's going pretty slow. There we go. So here I can see the office, and I can turn on the office or turn off the office. We'll see what it does. So you have that. But with the Echo Show 2nd generation here, there is a Zigbee hub built in. That's also built into the Echo Plus. So what that means is if I get a light bulb, like a smart light bulb that works on Zigbee, I can connect it directly to the Echo device, and I don't need to have the SmartThings Hub. So that would be one of the benefits of having this. And while these aren't hubs, I've had no issues because I have the SmartThings Hub. So it's $50 to $100 to buy that extra hub, but then I can connect 250 devices to that hub. Now there are a few devices that are available and that are coming out that will connect to that like a hub. It's kind of different. Like down here, we have this GE light bulb. I think it's called Sea Life. So that is actually connected directly to my Google Nest Hub, and I can control that, but you can only connect 6 of those up to one Google Home device. So that is, that's one other thing to consider when looking at these devices is how many smart devices do you want to connect? Do you want those smart devices to connect to your Wi-Fi network, or do you want them to be directly connected to this? And so like I have these SmartThings accessories that I actually bought, and you don't have to connect them to the SmartThings hub. You can connect them directly to the Echo Show. So I set up a motion sensor. When anyone walks by that motion sensor, I can make the Echo Show talk, or I can have it do different things because of that motion. So that's one last thing to consider when looking at these devices, is if you want the hub functionality or not. So just a real recap on each device. So the Lenovo Smart Clock is great for a bedside night alarm clock. I forgot, it also has a full USB port on the back. So if you wanted to charge another phone, you are able to do that with this. But there's no video functionality on this. It does have smart control functionality, so I can swipe down, I can hit buttons to turn on and off the lights in a specific room, and it has full Google Assistant, so I can just ask it to turn off the lights and everything. The Google Nest Hub doesn't have the camera. It's a 7-inch screen, looks really good, really like the display. You can watch videos on this, sounds really good. We've been using this one quite a bit. The JBL Link View, if you're looking for some sound, this brings the sound, has the full camera, has everything you would need, and these are all very responsive. Over here, the Lenovo Smart Display 10-inch screen also comes in an 8-inch version, has all the things you would need, the camera, this great speakers. This sounds very similar to like the original Google Home. I've really enjoyed this. And then over here, the Echo Show 5 has the camera, has good sound. Not as quick as I'd like it to be. As you could see, just me using it here just wasn't as snappy, but it can access Prime, Amazon Prime Video if you use that. Doesn't have the Zigbee hub built in. And then the Echo Show 2nd generation, really great device, really good bass in this one, and has the cameras and all that other functionality. So that is the smart displays that are available now. And of course, as soon as the Google Nest Hub Max comes out, I will be doing a full review on that, and everything that it can do I'll be showing here on Tech with Brett. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you do that. So now let's dive into some more of these questions. I'm sure there's a ton available. Let's see if I can even see them over here on the screen. Can you play Netflix on the Nest Hub? So as of right now, Netflix is not supported on any of these devices. Google, even casting, you cannot cast Netflix to the Google smart displays or the Amazon displays as well. Which one permits to use Skype? Felipe, great question. So the Amazon devices do support Skype. I have not tried that. I have not tested it, but on the box, it said it would work with Skype. So I'm going to go with that answer, that these will work with Skype, or you can use Amazon Assistant, and then these use Google Duo for video chats. Now, one thing unique about these is I think all of these can make a phone call to US, Canada, and Mexico. So they have actual phone functionality, and the phone number just shows up as restricted on the other end. So I haven't used that a ton because the Google Duo available on Amazon, but that functionality is there, like the Google Home Mini as well. Can you broadcast to one separate device, or is it just to all of them at once? So on the Google Smart Displays, when you broadcast from one, it will broadcast to every display or every Google Home as well that is on your account and in your network. So it's pretty, if you have a bunch of them, you hear it everywhere. With the Amazon devices, I actually don't know if there's a way. You can drop into a single device. Let me send a message here. Oh, typed it wrong.
From Brett. Thanks for joining the love stream.
This is a love stream because I love all of you. So it sent it to all of the Amazon devices at once. I definitely forgot to remove my camera grid lines. I forgot those were even on there. This camera is kind of broken, so I apologize. But it's working good so far. Next question here is, Brett, will the screens use video from the Ring doorbell? So that's a great question. So we're going to talk about that. the Ring Video Doorbell is only supported with Amazon devices. So if you have the Ring Video Doorbell, the Ring Video Doorbell 2, the Ring Video Doorbell Pro, will only show up on the Amazon devices. So you can ask by voice to show those doorbells, or their just their video cameras. Those can only show up on here. There is a way to link them to Google, but it only lets you know when your last alert was. There's no way to show those videos onto here. On the other side, Google Nest cameras you can see on all of these devices. So I have a Google Nest, or I have a, what is it called, Hub? The Nest Hello. The Nest Hello is my doorbell, and I can have those show up on all these displays. But when somebody rings the doorbell, it will pop right up on the Google Smart displays, and I can do an automated response, or I can talk to them right through here. And that's similar if you have a Ring Video Doorbell, you can do that with Amazon as well. So yeah, there's kind of mixed. If you have Ring already, that might be an answer to stick with the Echo devices, just because there's no way to see those on here. But if you have Google Chromecast, I can see the Nest doorbell on here. I can see other Nest cameras and everything right there. Yeah, I would really love the ability to broadcast to a specific device. So if, like I said, hey, broadcast to the bedroom, it would send it. So that's something I've requested. If you have any of these devices, always use the send feedback command. So that will allow you to let them know, hey, this is a popular feature that I would like to see in these devices. And then they've been really good at adding certain things like that. So one of the newest ones is about the lights. So on Google, if you would say, hey, turn off the lights, it would say, okay, turning off 7 lights, like as loud as can be. Of course, this is at night when you're trying to be really quiet. Well, now, if you have, so this is the hub for this room. If I ask it to turn off the lights, it won't tell me that it's turning off all the lights. All it will do is make a very small sound. And it will do the same when it turns on the lights. So that's one of the really cool features that has been added recently because of requests. People saying, hey, I'm tired of hearing that you're turning off 2 lights. So that's something new that has been added to these as well. Okay, this is a great question. I see Chromecast can now stream from Amazon Prime Video. Yes. So there has actually been a battle for a very long time with Google and Amazon. So what worked is Google removed YouTube from any Amazon Fire devices, so you couldn't play YouTube on those devices. And in turn, Amazon removed Chromecast from its store. So you couldn't buy a Chromecast from Amazon, as well as they did not support the Amazon, or they did not support Chromecasting from the Amazon Prime app, as well as you couldn't download the Amazon Prime app on most Android TVs. Well, they have talked it out, and finally, you can now Chromecast from the Amazon Prime Video. So that means if you have a Chromecast like this, you are able to send the video from your phone to the Chromecast, which has been really awesome. It's been very difficult to do that before. You would pretty much have to go out and buy a Fire TV device to do that, but now you can do that. And in turn, you can now download the official YouTube application on Fire TV devices, which is really nice because before you had to use the web, it could only do 1080p and it was really bad quality. So now that has all been worked out. And on Android TV, the Amazon Prime app will be releasing on all of the devices. I'm currently testing out the JBL Link bar. It's not available for that yet, but hopefully that will be soon. And I'll try and make a video all about that once it becomes available. Am I looking at 9 TVs right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 3 other screens. I have too many screens. It is a problem, but if it helps you, I guess it's all worth it. All right, let's jump down. Any more questions? Oh, thank you so much, Jimmy S. Promo, for the super chat. Thanks for all the knowledge. You're welcome. That's my goal. So if you ever have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. All right, there's a few more questions here that we'll go through, and then we will end this. So between Amazon and Google, which one is best for a diary listing schedule? So Amazon will show you your schedule throughout the day. It will pop up on screen. It'll show you like one thing at a time, like, hey, this event's now, or whatever. At least that's what I've seen so far. I haven't seen like a full schedule show up on screen. On the Google Smart Displays, it will show upcoming events right here. So you can see the latest 2 upcoming events. And if you ask by voice, it will show a list of all of those coming up. So if you use Google Calendar already, the Google Smart Displays are really good for your events, adding events, changing events. Actually, like if you add an event and it does it wrong, you can change it by voice. And that's one thing I haven't played with as much on Amazon, but I do know that they are able to connect with a lot of different calendar applications or services. So like Microsoft Outlook and different things. So if you're with Google, these are awesome, but if you have others, maybe look into what are available here. That's as much as I know there. Which device is best for Amazon Music? Definitely Amazon Echoes, because it is not supported on the Googles. You might be able to Chromecast it to these devices, but if you pay for Amazon Music, you're going to have a great experience over here. You see, when you're playing music, you'll actually see the words pop up on screen, so it goes through the lyrics. If you have Google Play Music, YouTube Music, definitely go with a Google device. That's what I use. You see words. Some of the songs have words now, not as many as Amazon, or not as many lyrics, but really enjoyed it on here. Chromecast built-in devices. Peter, I definitely will cover that coming up soon. I'm actually I'm reviewing the JBL Link Bar right now. So is what that is. It has Android TV, it has a Google Home speaker, and it has built-in Chromecast. So it's kind of everything I've ever wanted all in one device. Spoiler on what's coming, but I'm going to go in depth on kind of what is good and what's bad about that, and go in more on what built-in Chromecast can do, just because it's not the same as having an actual Chromecast on your TV. But yeah, I can definitely go over that soon. Any word on Apple Music coming to the skill to Canada on Alexa? Oh, I said the word. I'm sorry. I do not know yet. I'll have to look into that. I heard it was coming to Google, but I don't know. I don't use Apple Music, so I'm not sure on those ones. Can you make the clock a permanent display on the Echo Show 5? That's something I've been trying. Like here it's showing the clock now. I've had a lot of people saying that some of my features on mine weren't working for them. This always changes just to kind of refresh the page. But also I have like weather alerts and stuff on here, which may be dependent on where you live and what weather stations you have nearby or something like that. But I don't see any settings of like constant the same clock. There is an option to turn off, like over here it's going through the weather or whatever. There is an option to turn off that kind of stuff, or there's like news articles that pop up. You can go turn that off. But as far as I'm aware, no way to turn the clock and to just have it show one clock at all times. So there you go. I hope this video was helpful in teaching you what the smart displays could do, some of the benefits of each of them. Sorry I wasn't able to show much today. I had a way of making it so it wouldn't activate any Amazon or Google devices in your home, but getting this set up was a little too much work to get that going as well. So next time maybe I'll do a bit more live support right here so you can see what it's like. But I do have tons of videos already made about these. I made a full 30-minute video all about the Echo Show 5 that shows you everything that you can do. The same for the Lenovo Smart Clock, and I have a video everything the Google Home Hub can do. So if you guys are interested in those videos, make sure you check out the video over here on the side once this is fully live. And until next time, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.